After nearly 5 years since its original announcement, Bayonetta 3 is finally here and I bloody love it. It is the perfect conclusion to a fantastic gaming trilogy. So let's take a look at the 10 best moments in Bayonetta 3. There's a lot of amazing moments, so it's genuinely hard to narrow it down, but I will warn you ahead of time, it'd be silly not to include moments from the endgame in a video about the best moments, so this is your spoiler warning. Number 10 is actually technically not from the game. This is from the first gameplay trailer last year. Bayonetta enters with this.
It seems I'm unfashionably late, but I'm ready to give you everything you want.
And she delivers. That right there, as she says, is everything fans have been waiting for 5 years. And everything in the trailer that followed was so worth it, full of enhanced action, intrigue, and a bigger yearning than ever for the game. Of course, we'd have to wait a year for it to come out, but the wait was absolutely worth it. Fun fact about that line is not in the final version of the game, so it is purely for the fans, which I respect. Also, shout out to Jennifer Hale for her performance as Bayonetta. She does a phenomenal job, as does the rest of the cast. We're only gonna have positivity here. You know what I'm talking about. Number 9 is the Multiverse. The opening chapter shows Cereza dying and a mysterious character is forced to run away to a different universe. We are then greeted with the Cereza we know and love, but what I specifically mean when I say the Multiverse is we the player coming to the realization of the game's potential and then subsequently experiencing it. The first set of chapters is set in Tokyo, as revealed in the game's trailers, and I was not prepared for how bonkers this would all end up being, but that's just the beginning. The second world is ancient China, and honestly, it kind of blew my mind. The whole experience of anticipation, giddy excitement, and then euphoria from each new universe is absolutely brilliant. But more on that later on. Number 8. Playing as Jeanne is always a joy, and I love how silly and fun her side chapters are in this game. Her gameplay is 2D stealth-like combat stages, opening each time with a nod to James Bond with a spy thriller style intro, showcasing what she can do. If you're gonna tutorialize the player, you gotta do it with style. I am partially joking, it does serve as a tutorial for what's going on, but it's really not needed. It's all very straightforward, but it doesn't change how excellent it is. However, it cannot be overstated that Jeanne is a queen and takes no shit from anyone or anything. Healing in the shower and beating up an enemy there is exactly the kind of energy I'm here for. In the middle of Paris, all of the soldiers are corrupted and essentially become zombies. Obviously, it's not going to go full horror because it's not that type of game, but it's certainly unsettling. On top of our main goal, we're here to try and save them, and there's nothing we can do to help, and nothing they can do to stop it. I just hope they're not aware of what's happening to them. But then again, maybe it's alright, cause in true crazy Bayonetta fashion, they all start dancing! Let's dance, ZOMBOYS! Oh, and then we just, casually commit genocide, okay. Got to also give a shout out to the boss of this chapter being a rhythm game. It's so fun. Such great music and was totally unexpected. This game goes above and beyond, truly. For number 6 on the list, I'm going to have to list the boss of Chapter 3. Up until this point, you've been doing a lot, and the game has gone all out. Chapter 2's ridiculous rampage through Tokyo, where you have literal speedboats for shoes, is incredible. But Chapter 3 steps things up a notch. How about you play as a totally different universe version of Bayonetta? I didn't think we would actually play as one of them, but I am fully on board. Turns out she not only has some excellent weapons, she transforms into a spider! Eat your heart out, Insomniac Games. Oh boy, there will absolutely be some Rule 34 art of this. Woohoo! It's as I've always said, every great game has a secret behind the waterfall, which Bayonetta 3 has, but it also has a rising lava section, or in this case what looks like toothpaste, but it still counts! This whole section is perfection.
My name is Viola. V-I-O-L-EFFIN-A. Viola.
Yeah, it took me long enough to bring up Viola. You're introduced to her earlier, but Chapter 5 is when you first play as her. Viola is feisty, and alongside her somewhat terrifying cat Cheshire, is going to cause chaos. She also has an excellent battle theme that will become the anthem of you failing to parry. Viola's witch time is done differently to Bayonetta's, as you have to block with her sword at the last second instead of dodge, and it is tough to say the least, but it doesn't change the fact that Viola's combat is super fun, and so is her personality. Gotta also mention, in the later part of the game, she has an alternate form ability, which is not only devastating, it looks gorgeous. Whilst I personally struggled, I loved playing as Viola, and will enjoy playing the entire game as her. When you beat the game, you can replay any level with Viola and Jeanne, so there's plenty of replayability. Deep in the heart of Cairo, an alternate Jeanne boss awaits, and it is exceptional! Intense action from start to finish with an epic remix of Red and Black from the first Bayonetta. I personally have always been into Arabian music, so this couldn't be more up my alley if it tried. We haven't had a fight against Jeanne since the first game, so this was a very nostalgic battle, even if they're not technically the same person and the fight is very different. Also, the Cairo Jeanne has amazing character design. She looks absolutely stunning. It's a shame we didn't get to see her for longer, because it's so cool. We've reached the top 3, so it's time to bring out the big guns. Whoa, look at those big guns! Chapter 11 is home to arguably the best boss of the game. Cereza's mother Rosa is a charming thief in Paris, but is being controlled and will not hold back in this battle. Her moves are so undeniably cool. Utilising the ultimate Umbra powers, we will see her summon doors to confuse, intimidate, and release new phases for the boss fight. The second verse brings out the mechs from Bayonetta 2 and has you doing a shooting section very reminiscent of Nier Automata. I know Nier didn't invent this type of gameplay, but the style and presentation is very similar. Regardless, it is excellent, and it concludes with fighting the clock tower itself. What a wonderful way to integrate all the best meetings with Rosa in the series. And when the chapter is done, you can summon the clock tower as a demon. No, really, it just crushes enemies. It's amazing. Okay, we're into major spoiler territory now. If you don't want to know the end game, I'd stop watching now.
Shit, my bad. Forgot to use the family name. Be back by curfew. Bayonetta.
Oh man, I was not prepared for Jeanne, Luca, and Cereza to die! I went into the final boss thinking, oh yeah, just like every previous Bayonetta game, we'll be the final boss, things will come back, we'll go shopping with Enzo, and then life will be good again, but no! It decided to be incredibly sad! Admittedly, done extremely tastefully. But beyond the credits is a blast from the past. Viola must battle one more foe. Cereza herself. The music, the intensity, the feels! Viola is passed on the mantle and given the name Bayonetta. It says to be continued with a new generation, implying Bayonetta 4 could very well happen, and I'm all for it if it does. Viola was a wonderful addition to the cast, and now she'll be leading the way for some exciting new adventures. It's the perfect way to conclude this trilogy. Well, almost. There's one ingredient missing.
Just try to predict what the lot of us will do next.
Fuck the Spider-Verse. This is the Bayonetta-verse. Bayonetta-free, if you will. The final boss brings back Cereza from Bayonetta 1 and 2 for a 3-on-1 epic final boss. I was hoping maybe we'd get a scene with the Cerezas from the other universes teaming up, but this was way better! What an absolute joy this was, and absolutely the perfect way to end this trilogy. Bayonetta 1 was incredible, Bayonetta 2 was so much better, and Bayonetta 3 just takes everything the first two games did, amplifies it by 11, and just throws a ton more in there, and it's so good. I absolutely love this game. There are so many more things I could have included into this list, like the train demon, which is just, you summon a train, I love it! And then there's the chainsaw with the train, it's a train saw, do you get, it's a good pun. You know, the Bayonetta gates where Bayo becomes small Bayo, you know, just, it's cool. The secret storybook level is so charming and intriguing. There's loads of things. I personally love to know in the comments your favourite section from Bayonetta 3, because, I mean, it could be anything I listed, it could be something else, it could be like a throwaway line from a cutscene. Whatever it is, I'd love to know. But thank you so much for watching, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, I'd very much appreciate it if you'd leave a like, subscribe, share the video around. I'm trying to get to 100,000 subscribers, so your subscription would really mean a lot. But thank you so much. I adored Bayonetta 3, and I can't wait to see what's next from the series, if there is indeed to be more. But if not, well, what a perfect way to end. Thank you for watching, I'll see you next time. Take care, bye bye.